How old is that picture you
Not me.
yeah.
What's up, guys? How are you? We're gonna wait maybe another minute. Let a few more people roll in, hopefully.
Who's on?
Carlos Aguilar, good to see you, buddy. Well, I can't see you, but I can see your name, so I know that's you. Philip, how's it going?
Hi everybody.
GPG, okay. And I know we have someone new trying it today. Is that Luca? Hi there. What is it? And Laura. Hello, Laura. How are you? Nice to meet you guys. We'll start in just a moment here. Oh, we got the whole family. That's great.
Is Quentin a picture, or he's standing there like that?
Who's that?
Quentin. I mean, Michael Quinn.
Oh,
He's just like this.
no, yeah, I know. He's really, really still.
Whoa.
Hey, Deanna.
Whoa, and the Dalmatian.
Whoa, we got a whole family and a dog.
Oh, wow.
You guys win for best in show already. Nicely done. All right, team. Okay, we're going to bow in and get this event started.
Oh, there's the one here.
Good to see everyone. All right, team. Let's go ahead and line up. And we will begin this class. Oh, Anthony almost knocked over the
Nobody saw that.
light. They know now.
Yeah.
Now they know. Okay, team. So we're going to start like we do in a regular class by bowing in. So we never just jump in casually. We have a formal beginning and ending of the class. So the way we do this, we start what we call ready stance. So we're in this position, hands are right here in front. Means we're ready and we're just focused and ready to go. And then attention is feet together, hands to our side. And now we bow in. Excellent, team. Okay, so I'm here with Professor Todd, another great black belt instructor here. So for those of you that don't know, this will be him. He's going to be leading our warm-up today, okay? So typically when we do a class, we warm up, we do a couple of drills just to get the body moving. And then toward the later part of class, I'm going to be teaching a technique and some of the concepts of that technique. And then we'll open it up for the last 15 minutes or so for Q&A. So any questions that you guys have. And I know we have a brand new family trying it out tonight. We also have teammates that have been here for several years. And I want you to know that all questions are welcome, even very fundamental beginner level questions. Everything is welcome. Okay, so I'm going to let Professor Todd take over with the warm-up, but make sure you guys have a little bit of space to get your body moving, and be back in just 1 moment.
All right, team. So listen up. So we're going to start off with a couple of things to get that blood flowing throughout our body. Now, when we get to some of the specific drills and exercises I would be asking of you, I might stop, but I want you to continue. And I'll be specific about it. And I'm going to be checking in on the screen and making sure that you're following along. If there's any type of critique I can give you or technical adjustment, I'll do that. But we're going to start off with just some regular old-fashioned exercise to get that blood flowing. So give yourself a little bit of space. Let's go with jumping jacks and begin. Go. And then there's 10. Very good. From here, let's loosen up our trunk. So side to side right here. Good. Right and left. Very good. With the hips, get your feet shoulder legs. Circle to the right. Now it's to the left. Very good. Knees together. Circle to the right. Right here with your knees. So you need to slightly bend. You just kind of roll it out. This loosen up the ankles as well. Good. Then to the other direction towards the left. Excellent job. And then from here, feet shoulder length apart. Let's do some squats, 10 of them, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Back to jumping jacks. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This time we're going to do jump squats. So you're going to squat down just a little hop. Doesn't have to be super high. All right. Ready, and begin. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful job. Circle arms forward. If you don't have much room, just bend the elbows. Forward arm circles. Beautiful. Backwards. Put your hands behind your head. Take your elbows. Stretch them out. That's going to stretch your chest. Good stretch. Excellent. With your neck, circle to the right. To the left. Very good. From here, give yourself a little bit of resistance. I use my thumbs, hands together. A little bit of resistance. Go up and down with your neck. Continue. Excellent work. Hands behind your head. Resistance going backwards. Continue. Very nice. Take your right hand, reach over, grab opposite side temple. Give yourself a little bit of resistance one way. Go the other hand. Excellent. Feet together. Reach for your toes and stretch. Give yourself a little bit of room. Feet a little bit further than shoulder length. Down to the center. And hold it. Excellent work. Lean to the right, just like this. Okay, not too specific as far as having the heel down. Just get a good, as long as you're feeling a stretch right here, that's what I'm looking for. Good, getting that chest up. Let's go to the other side. Good, you should feel that stretch right here. In the thigh. Now let's go back and forth, nice and controlled. So right, left, nice and easy. Excellent work. Have a seat on the floor. Feet together, butterfly stretches. It's right here. Nice job. Then from here, guys, you're going to lay on your back, plant your feet on the floor. You're going to bridge. Your hips are going to come off the mat. Make sure your pockets come off the mat. You're going to reach over your right shoulder, then come down and rotate to the other side. It's going to be right and left. Make sure you're touching the mat with your fingertips, or touching the floor, I mean. Just right and left, back and forth. And begin if you haven't already. Very nice. Good. If you need some more space, especially like the Mr. Luca family, I would say like maybe 3 of you do 5 reps and then do a quick rotation, and then the rest of the family does the next set of reps is my one recommendation. Or if you guys are good with how you're doing, keep it going. Nice team. Transition into shrimps side to side. If you haven't seen that before, demonstrate. So you're going to turn on your side, plant your foot on the floor, take your hips and shoot them out towards your back. So there's just a slight push out here. Come back, plant your foot, shoot your hips towards your back here. So we go back and forth. It's almost like you're going to be making your body like into a modified V shape. Back and forth. Continue. This doesn't have to be fast. We're working the technical work, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. There we go, George. Miss Deanna, nice. I like it. Miss Isis, good job. Working those hips, guys. This is that time where we take everything back to the basics. Strong foundation. Very good. Sit it back up. One of my favorites working the hips, guys. One knee down, one knee up. Rock yourself forward. Hip thrusts. And begin. You start with the one leg. If you're able to do right and then quickly rotate left, great. Do that. Rotation right and left. That's a little difficult for you. You can just stick with one side just like I'm doing right now. Those of us that can, keep the hips going. Rock them up and down. Nice. There you go. Luca and family, I like it. Keep it going. We got Phil. Sometimes your screen freezes a little bit, Phil, but that's cool. Time, very good. Now let's put ourselves in S-mount position right here. So when we do that, one knee down, the other foot's gonna be out. Your leg should look like the letter S. That's why we call it S-mount. From here, swing your feet in front, and we can put S-mount to the other side. So just swing your feet in front, pop, pop. Here, if you need to use your hands for support, that's fine. Just shoot a goal to be able to do it without your hands. Side to side, let's go. Good job, team. Continue. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. From here, you're going to shoot your hips up, block it down, up, lock it down. So foot behind the knee, then lock it down. And then foot behind the knee, lock it down. But when you do so, shoot your hips up and then do the lockdown. Up, lockdown. It's our triangle drill. Back and forth. Continue. If you haven't begun already. Nice. I see you, Phil. That's a better transition. Good, George. Miss Michelle, looking great. Miss Diana, I like it. Excellent. There you go, Angelica. Big Carlos. Hey, coach, can you help this out? Or just move that. He's going to probably like mess with the screen.
Oh, I see.
Time. Quick alternative. This is kind of the muscles you use when you throw your arm bars, but it's going to be working our obliques, but your hips going to, feet and knees together. You're going to go up and then twist. Alternate sides, up and twist. It's kind of like an arm bar on an imaginary person. Using those same muscles. Hips up and twist. If that's a little difficult, just focus on shooting your hips up in the air. And don't worry about the twist if that's a little uncomfortable for you. Everybody else, up and twist. Alternating sides. Continue. Up, twist, up, twist. That's Steve. Nice. We got Steve with us tonight too. Sweet. Got a good crowd here tonight. Time. Excellent work. Now from here, we're going to simulate like we have somebody mounted, and we're just going to put our hips in the angle that we need to finish it. So I'm going to have my hands on the floor like this. Just kind of put my hands together right here. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to swing my lead knee in front. It's almost as like I'm just taking a knee. Here, rotate over, one knee up, one knee down. Rotate the other way, knee up, knee down. Just swing side to side. Good, here's a different angle. Knee up, rotate, side to side. If you haven't begun, go ahead. Good, Steve's got it down. Good, Miss Isis. Coach Javier, very good. Then try it again, Miss Deanna. Remember, hands on the floor. Just take one knee up in front. And the other knee should be in the back, and then come back to your base. Then the other side. Knee up, other knee down. Rotate over. Good, Miss Angelica. Good, Samsung. Don't know the name. There you go, Luca and family. Excellent. All right, time. Have a seat, finish off. Spread your feet, reach center. Just kind of cool down for a second. Very good. Right side. Left side. And put yourselves in position. Now's the time, team. If you haven't thought of any already, but this is where we go over our Q&A, and then Professor Travis also has a technique that he's going to show. So I'm going to transition it over to Professor Travis.
So we'll do a little bit of a movement that will actually did it already earlier in the warm-up. So we're going to do that just a little bit more to mimic the technique that I'm going to demonstrate. Some of you may have a partner you can practice on, but no pressure with that. I'll demonstrate it from a kind of a basic situation, and then I'm going to give a few advanced ideas too. But the technique is what we worked on in this morning's class with Professor Cameron. It was the triangle choke, and then we had a few questions, variations, things like that. But what I want to show, whether this is your first class or you've done it before, this drill, this solo triangle choke drill, is one that I see oftentimes students are kind of lazy going through it because it's just a warm-up drill, and they don't really take advantage of using this movement to make their triangle choke really tight. So when I do a triangle choke, I'm trying to get one ankle right behind my knee, and ideally both feet are flexed, so not relaxed like that. Both feet flexed, and my knees, I don't know if I have a good angle here, my knees are squeezed together, okay? So when we do the drill, there's two things you can do. One is keeping those knees squeezed every time we engage that movement, and the other is kind of snapping that leg down on top of the ankle. That doesn't have to be real aggressive, but instead of just kind of here and here, right? That's a fine way to warm, but you can also lift your hips up and chop down, up and chop down, right? So again, do it at your own pace, but let's try this. Just a couple of things to remember is like kind of snapping the back of your knee right over your ankle and flexing your feet. So my feet may be a little loose, but when I come up, and the reason I come up is it's like, you'll see in a moment when I teach the move that that's mostly how we're getting the triangle. There's a moment we got to bring our hips up. So hips up, snap down. Other side, hips up, snap down. Let's just do a few of these and really chop that motion right there. Let's do that just for a little bit, all right? Good. Good. And one thing too is if you got it, you can uncross on the way down. So you can imagine like you chop it when your hips are up and then uncross on the way down. So chop, uncross, chop. So now you really have to control your core. There, right there. Good. Do that just a little bit more. And if you're feeling it in your abs, that's good. That's where you're supposed to do it, because this choke is one of the strongest techniques in all of jiu-jitsu if we do it the right way, okay? Good, let's do about 10 more seconds of that. Remember, really trying to get one ankle directly underneath the bend of the knee, and then the other side with the feet flexed. Good, and time, excellent, good. Okay, so the other drill that we can do, now you can do this with a partner, but I always try to give you guys drills you can do on your own, especially when a lot of us are training at home. The muscles that are going to fatigue the most when we do that triangle choke. And again, triangle choke, I'm going to show in a minute, one of the strongest techniques there is. It's your legs against their neck. Your legs are going to be stronger than their ability to choke. But what tends to fatigue, sometimes my stomach, like I know you feel that, but it's like my legs too, because I'm squeezing my knees in. So a drill that works really well is just practicing. You could have like a pillow, or you could have something where you just kind of squeeze your knees in, right? Or simply squeezing my knees together here and holding that position. I'm in the crunch position, my knees are squeezed, I have the triangle, and I'm just holding. And it won't take long before you start to feel all the muscles for that technique really fire up. Because when you're in the position, it's not an instant finish. There's a moment where they're fighting back, and you've got to squeeze and hold and control. So let's see what this looks like, and then I'll kind of talk you through it. If anybody would like to practice, you can. But again, this part can be just observational for right now. All right, so the way the move is, okay, how's this angle? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So basically the way the technique works, without the setup, I'm just going to show. It's one arm in, one arm out. The leg that's over is the one that is going behind the knee. And this is the one that I said we snap down, okay? And now just this alone, if I just squeeze, I can get my partner to tap. Very effective choke. A couple of things that are at work here. My thigh is right up against the neck, and this arm is being pushed up against the other side of his neck. With any choke, we've got to squeeze both sides of the neck, okay? So if I'm here and his arm's like super wide and his posture's up, I cannot finish this. See that? Right? So when we set it up, however I set it up, right? I want to look to not throw my leg over, but to get my hips up. Maybe I throw my legs up. So remember the drill we're doing? There it is. And now we're right in that position. So let's talk about this from sort of a self-defense situation and how we can set this up. So my guard, legs around my opponent, very important if I find myself in my back with an attacker, because unlike if our pin, when he comes up to try to punch me, I have my legs to pull him down and I can grab. One more time from this angle, right? So if there's a punch, you notice I can cover and pull. My legs are breaking my partner's posture down. Overhook, holding here. With the gi, I can grab his gi, okay? But even without, I can just hold the hand. So now where's the punches? Nowhere. And I'm free to move out. See this? And now my legs can climb up and I can get that leg around. Boom. There we are. Adjust, move the arm over. Maybe I need to adjust a little bit, and then I pull that, squeeze the knees together, and there's my finish. All right, so again, many of you are familiar with the technique, but maybe the strongest choke, the only thing stronger is like the rear naked choke when you're behind the person, right? But with your legs against their neck, it's very hard for them to really do anything. So those drills, the snapping the leg down, the squeezing, are going to be very important when you're in the middle of the match and they're trying to move, because he has options. He's got his legs, he can move around and sort of counter. So let's talk about a couple of situations that we have to deal with, right? So situations where the person is going to try to posture up, try to throw me around. How can I control? Okay. So when I'm here, and again, I'm just kind of moving into the position to make it easy to understand. Hips as high as I can, leg across the neck, this arm across, and locking. I'm going to keep it a little bit loose so that I'm not choking my partner the whole time, okay? But sometimes they posture up before, yeah, we get it. Yes. See that? There's no choke happening right here, okay? This is very difficult, especially if he kind of sits back. Yeah, there we go. Good. So when this happens, right? Now, if he, come back a little bit. If he started to posture a little bit, but I got the head, no problem. I'm still going to finish. I don't care if my hips are a little bit up. As long as his head's been over, I'm doing that. But when he really gets away from me, oh, yes. This, like impossible for me to break the posture down. It's too strong. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to move my hips to the outside of their hips by walking my hips and my head over, and then they fall. Now, when they fall, he might try to come back on top, and then he's back into a choke. I just adjust. If he stays down, then I just separate the arm from them, I put my leg over, and there's my armbar, right? So the choke and the armbar work very well together. And the reason I like this this combination and always having the arm as an attack is they have to defend one or they have to defend the other. Okay, they're unlikely to be able to defend both. If they bring their head into you, you pull the head and choke them. If they move away from you, and they sometimes expose the arm. Okay, so let's look at that one more time, the whole thing through, and then we'll open up for a few questions and some other drills that we can do for the class. Okay, so again, close guard situation. And guys, you guys that are advanced, you know there are different, like posture here, there are different setups I can do for setting up the triangle. I can go right here, throw my leg over. I can play open guard. I can play spider guard and do all these different attacks. It doesn't matter. The thing is, once they have one arm in and one arm out, then the potential is there. And I want to try to break the posture as soon as I can. So let's look again at the, okay, I'm here. He wants to throw a punch, okay? I'm turning my head away for one. You come back up. Like the punch is loaded, right? And I turn my head away to protect, but then also I pull in. So this is not just blocking, but he falls right into the trap, right? I have my overhook. With the gi, I mean, you're probably not going to wear a gi in a self-defense situation, but for the setup here, I have this. Now I control this arm. This is the only one that can really give me problems. And I move away, okay? He's not going to pass my guard or anything because he doesn't have any arms to control me. My leg can come up. My other arm can come over. My other leg can come over. And now I'm here. Now, I don't always have to move this arm, but it helps to adjust. Hold the head, make a little adjustment, get the leg over. Maybe I need to pull to lock that final position and then squeeze. Now, I got the same triangle. Let's say, let me show it from like a more advanced position. Let's say I was playing spider guard right here, and I go here, but he feels it right away, postures up right away. Like, uh-oh, that's a problem. If he's up, I can pull him down. But if he's back, like sitting back, that's where I can't pull him down, okay? So I want to hold this sleeve and move myself over. All the way, look, he has nowhere to fall. And then there's this arm bar. But if he doesn't want the arm bar, he starts coming back into me. Look, he's in that low triangle choke again. And there's the choke. Okay? So, that is a very common situation when we start working that position. So I hope everybody liked that. I know some of that was basic, but I bet you most of you on the class today were not very aware of that tilt option whenever they posture and kind of sit back. So that's going to help you quite a bit. Okay. So let's do this now. Let's open it up for some questions from you guys. And what I'm going to try to do, like we've been doing every class, is I can demonstrate the answer with Professor Todd, but I can also give you a drill that you can do because a lot of us are doing these at-home drills and seeing a lot of improvement with our movements, our agility, our flexibility, and our comprehension of the techniques that we're doing. So go ahead. I'm going to move this to gallery view real quick. We got a big class today. And I see Philip has his hand up, so go ahead and unmute yourself, and we'll get with the first one.
Okay, so my question is kind of staying with a triangle choke.
Yeah.
John got me with a triangle choke one time where I didn't have an arm in, and I wasn't sure what he did, something with his hand in the sleeve. Could you show us that one?
Was it in the sleeve or in your collar?
In the collar.
Yeah, sure, no problem. All right, go ahead and unmute it, and I'll show this real quick. All right, so that's real simple. I mean, this one is like deceptively good, right? So if I'm playing a game where I have the collar grip here, right? And maybe I'm thinking about the triangle choke with the leg over. I still want the leg over, but what happens is sometimes the partner on top tries to go for a stack pass, double under, right here. And look, I hold tight, and my hand functions as the choking part that that his arm was doing before. So here, that's it. That hand right there This other leg is doing the same thing. It's just called a no arm triangle. Yeah. It's easy, and it's one that once you get caught in, you're like, I can't believe that. Because you feel so safe, right? But yeah, really good question. All right. Who else would like to ask a question? Javier. Yes, sir. Oh, and then Carlos, your next buddy. Go ahead, Javier.
What are some good guard retention drills that you could do at home, or just a drill on its own?
Were you here the first week of classes? That's like all we did was guard retention stuff. I'll show a few right now too. And we could all do these together. So this will be good. All right. So check it out. So what he's asking is guard retention is basically like Professor Todd's passing my guard. He's getting by my legs. I can't let him just flatten me out, right? So it's like I have to be controlling with my knees and my arms and my elbows and my frames and everything like that. And I need a lot of endurance in my core, because as soon as I just put my feet down, now he passed and now he's smushing me, right? So a drill we did, I'm not sure if you were on the class when we did this one, Javier, so I'm gonna give you one. And then everybody at home, try to do this one. And I promise it's going to exhaust you a little bit, okay? But you're gonna feel muscles that you probably haven't used before. Okay, so, well, I'll go beginner and then I'll go advanced kind of version, right? So a beginner one is just kind of moving from our back where we go in a circle. So Javier, I want you to do this one too, but you can watch here. So the circle is just, it's like a rocking chair, but real short range, moving. And I'll go like in a circle, and then I'll go in the other direction. And basically I'll do that for like 1 minute, okay? So let's do that for fun, for my enjoyment. 1 minute, everybody do a full circle and then the other direction. And then I'm gonna show you part two. Ready? And go. And what we wanna do is try not to bounce our hips up and down too much, but try to keep the core real tight as we move. So one full circle, then the other direction. Don't worry about how silly you look. I promise you do look silly. It's good for you, but that's good. Nice. Make sure the head's off the ground, and we're not using our elbows or our feet to push. We're just doing the movement with our core, with our stomach. Yes, good, Steve. Very nice. Keep going, about 30 more seconds, team. Less than 30 seconds. Keep working. Who do we have here? Oh, Sienna, awesome. Keep going, keep going. 10 more seconds. Keep moving. Time, good. All right, so listen up. So I'm gonna show you like the technical answer, Javier, to your question is we had to have frames and we have to have angles, right? So right here, if Professor Todd is passing my guard, I need some type of frame, typically my forearm and my knee, because he's past my feet, but the mistake is just to allow him to put his chest on my chest. No way, right? So we're framing, boom, but now I've got to be able to kind of bounce. That's going to lead us to this exercise, okay? This one is the one that's more difficult than that one, all right? So this one probably takes practice, but I want you doing the same pattern, a circular pattern, and then I'm going to demonstrate like what that kind of looks like real time, right? But when I do this, okay, so check it out. Let me put the screen right here. I want you to do the same thing. I want you moving in a circle, but you have to stay on your left side. You can do a complete circle and then you can go the other way. My elbow is not going to touch the floor, maybe a little bit, but I'm not pushing, nor am I putting my feet down. I'm doing essentially a side crunch, and I want to be able to move backward and forward. Okay, and you're going to feel like your oblique muscle right here and your hips are really going to be sort of burning. Okay, if you're limited space and you can't complete a full circle, Just do a few movements in one direction and then a few in the other. But this is one of the best drills that I've ever done for mimicking that type of evasion for somebody passing my guard, okay? So let's all do this one together, team, okay? Find a spot. No switching sides, okay? Because we're not doing that yet. We're going to do both sides, but we're doing one at a time. So let's have everybody on your left side. And put your hands up as though you're framing. So Javier, like you're asking, right? So have your hands there like you're framing. Not pushing, because here we lose the battle. We have short frames. We have our knee shields ready, and we're creating space, okay? So remember, last thing, avoid the tendency to roll on your back. Stay on your side. Ready, begin. Again, short, concise movements. After you finish a circle or a certain amount, go the other way. Keep working. Good. Stay on the left side, everyone. Looking good. We're going to go a minute per side, so keep going. We're still on the same side. Keep going, Deanna. Keep going. You got it. Michael Quinn, you just look like you're smiling in your picture. I can't tell, but I'm going to assume you're rocking this. Because you're holding your phone, so yours is definitely the most awesome looking. Keep working, keep working. 15 more seconds, team. 15 more seconds. Good. Keep going, keep going. Time, good. All right, not too bad, right? So now we're on this side. Just simply rotate to your other side by using your feet. Try to make a smooth transition. And that's an important idea, even though it's simple, is when you're switching drills, is try to find a smooth connection between the two, okay? So same thing, we're right here. Arms are in, knees are in, okay? We're gonna do a little bit of this to get us started. Maybe you push on your elbow a little bit, that's fine. And then try to cover some ground. Moving in a circle. Once you've gone one direction all the way, now try to come back and go the other way. Yes, very nice. Keep going, team. Chippy. Keep working. Keep working. 30 more seconds. Yeah. I know the family in the upper left, but I'm not sure who that is.
Not so good.
Keep going, team.
Those are little kids.
I know, but
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Huh?
In our kids class.
oh, okay, that's good. This way. And finish up. Time. Good. All right, rest. Now, real quick, this is one of the most important ideas of all jiu-jitsu. Your guard is not passed until you are completely controlled and pinned. What I mean by that is when Professor Todd did not pass my guard just because he grabs my legs and starts walking around, and we freak out and we just let it happen, okay? We have to aggressively get to a defensive angle and move. So he's starting to pass, he's starting to go ahead. He's not able to, right? To control it at best. He's almost getting there. Even if he gets all the way around, he drops a little weight. But look, I'm on my side. I'm not flat. My legs can kick, and now I can move and recover. And I just used both of the movements that we did. I moved away, and then I bounced my way back into the guard. So your guard is just the tools you use to distance yourself from the other person and the weapons you can use to attack. I don't have to have my guard closed around him. I don't have to have the best guard. I just need to make sure that he's not getting to a position of control, like the side mount or the mount. And I see in jiu-jitsu, we give up far too early because we're sort of like afraid. We're just like, just go. I just want to ball up and protect. That angle that you worked on this drill is extremely important. protect your head so they're not getting that cross-face position. You protect your body so they're not squishing you and kind of zapping the energy out of you. And you protect the position so that they are unable to submit you. He's got to get to a good position before he can tap me out, right? So, Javier, if you check the videos that we posted early last week, and I think the week before, we did this type of drilling for a few days. So check those, and I went and I elaborated a little bit more on some other versions of this, but that's basically it. So to follow up on your question, I mean, that's the movement, and I think you're asking the concept, but does that help? Javier, good? Awesome. Okay. All right. Who would like to ask the next question? Yes, Carlos, you're next. That's right. I think you're still muted.
Sorry. Hello?
Yeah, got you, buddy.
Okay. I don't know if it's so much technique, but when we were doing the drills for the triangle choke, I noticed on my left side, I got the snap a lot easier than on the right side. Like, I was just curious, is that like just flexibility or is that technique? I'm maybe doing something right on the left side, but
it could be a technique thing, but you know, our bodies are not completely symmetrical, right? So we're not like most of us have one hip that's a little bit higher than the other. Most of us we have a dominant side. Like if you're right-handed, then one side's going to be a little stronger than the other. I know for me, like my right hamstring is tighter than my left, but my left hip is tighter than my right. So just, you know, you just have to, it's good to be aware of, and then maybe take some corrective stretches and just every day try to do that type of thing so that you're not, because we're all walking around with imbalances all the time, right? So you want to make sure that you're always trying to improve your range of motion equally, left and right. But I wouldn't worry about it. Like, you know, as long as nothing's hurt, you might just have a more dominant side that's a little stronger. Yeah. Steve, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, Professor?
I'm good, man. Real good to see you.
You too. One question about the guard retention drill.
Yes.
So, and I do this a lot when I'm trying to pass people's guard is I'll attack the darts out of the bat when they float their elbow.
Yeah.
Just to kind of either, I may not necessarily get it, but it's usually to kind of take their mind off of me passing their guard and they're like, oh crap, I'll just defend a submission. They let me flatten them out.
Yeah.
But there's been times in the past where I've gotten caught in a compromised position from there. When floating my elbow. And I think I've asked you before, but every time I try it, I mess it up and end up getting my guard pass. So how do you defend the darts off of floating your elbow like that?
Gotcha. Okay, let's look at that for a second. That's a really good question. So the question here, guys, sorry, Professor Todd, so is like, if Professor Todd's on his back and I'm passing the guard and he starts turning to his side and I come in, or just on your side, and I come in and I shoot this choke right here. Because there's a choke here where I'm underneath this arm. It's kind of like a triangle choke that we worked earlier, but with your arms here, if you haven't seen it. And then I'm coming over, gripping, pulling in, and there's the choke, right? So the question, let's switch places here. The question is dealing with that. See that, right? So when I'm passing, one thing I try to do if possible, as he starts to pass around, is like, I really like to control this arm right here. If I can use my hands to control, and I'm not pushing, because if I push, he'll pummel in and he'll win. I'm actually pulling. See that? I almost pull him into me, like it feels like it's going to be bad for me, but I use that to actually recover. So if I do that, I don't feel like he's going to catch me at all. Okay. If he's crowded me a little more, I don't have that, but I have this arm in here. And he starts to pummel that arm in for like the darts, right? Like he starts to go here. Yeah. I'm also making sure my head is away. So here's one thing, like it kind of feels like I'm moving away, so he's going to flatten me a little more. But there's a moment where I'm timing his transition. Because when he's going for that choke, he's not trying to flatten me out and cross-face me. So I have to sort of work the defenses together. Like one, he's going for the choke, I back away, okay, like this, but now he starts to kind of flatten me out, and then I recover. So you play a little bit of a resist, shrimp, right? Extend, shrimp. So it's almost like a shrimp, inward shrimp, reverse shrimp game, just like the drills that we do. The mistake that I see most people make when they do this is they go for this underhook way too soon, and then they get caught. Or they just do a low shield and they get caught. Right? But are you wait on me? But if my shield is right here, like right under the jaw, kind of in the collarbone, and he starts going for it now, I usually have enough separation. So I don't feel that I'm too much in danger when I'm connecting that forearm position, blocking their arm, and what's so important is just your legs. You can't just have your arms there because they can kill the arms. That's not a problem, right? So again, those drills that we did, right? You can practice with your frames in any position. Here, but do the movement like you're kind of playing with frames, right? So I play with my frames here. Maybe I get an underhook. Maybe I get a shield. Maybe I get that pull-up position. They're all different versions of dealing with his arm, with what his arms are doing. But I'm always on my side. I'm always strong, okay? The mistake comes when we stop using our core and our legs and we just try to win with arm strength, right? Or like chest. Or we think, well, I'm on my side and I got my frame, but our legs are not that engaged. So then we lose the position. Does that kind of make sense? Cool. Good. Okay, team. So we're getting close to the end here. You guys have great questions as always, but we have time for just a couple more. Really great to see a few of you on that I know haven't had a chance to do a class yet. So thank you guys for joining. It's been really cool. And the questions are great because rarely in class do we get this much time, for Q&A, because we're always working partner drills and we're always doing that. So like I've been telling you, this is an opportunity to really expand your jiu-jitsu knowledge. We all want to sweat and do the sparring, and we all want to do the most fun things, but sometimes we actually take that for granted because we know we have that every day. We know I can go to the class and I can always get a sparring partner, and even if I show up late, I'm still going to get some good training in. Now is an opportunity to really kind of do a deep dive on your own personal understanding and ask these kind of questions like, well, I know this move, but this is happening to me. So how can I dissect that and figure it out? But let's take another question. Angie, and then Michael Quinn, I see you have a question. Yes.
Okay. Can I see the detail on that triangle tipping over move that you showed?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to do it from a different angle this time. I'll try to do it from two just to show you. But yeah, I love this one because it's such a common way to defend one of the best moves, right? So I got the triangle, but this is not a triangle, right? This is just potential, okay?
Right.
I've got one arm in, one arm is out, but I'm nowhere near the neck. And he's sitting back on the heels because if he comes like straight up, I can actually break it down that way. So it's when they sit back that they can find this base, and he kind of looks up and it's like, not working too well. And if he's strong and I try to pull, I don't feel like I have any strength to deal with this problem. So what I'm doing, and we're both wearing the black gi, so it's like hard to tell what's what, but I'm trying to move my hips outside of this knee. And what helps with that is I'll hold this sleeve and this hand will just kind of cup the other knee and I'll just move over. So you see how when I do that, that hip collapses. Sometimes I don't even try to knock them all the way over because by tilting them, I just got into range to finish. But if I was real aggressive and he fell over like this, then maybe I'll pull a triangle, but I still really like taking the armbar here too. And again, any triangle position, I don't care if you're on top or bottom, you're mostly on bottom, but you can get on top, is a game where you want to always threaten this arm, because he's not going to get quickly tapped, but his only defense now is to come toward his arm. And then there's the triangle. If he extends away to try to get away from it, there's the armbar, right? So we really have to be a double threat in a dominant position. And the triangle choke is an extremely strong position, but you're not always at the finish line, right? You have that kind of counter. You have other counters that they can do. And we have to know, like, you know, what kind of cards we're holding. Like, well, what do I have, right? Well, when he's postured up, I don't have a choke to threaten, but I have an off balance and I have an arm. Does that make sense though, how to do the movement?
Yeah, I just have to scoot to the side. Are you using your legs to also, or are you pulling anything?
I'm doing almost like the movement that we did, like the circle drill, but I'm kind of blocking their leg and trying to get my hips over. Or remember when I was tied to the triangle warm up where it was like turn your hip? That's it. You're just coming up and moving your hip over. So you're not resting on their legs, you're off to the side. And many times you can do it in one bump and it's done.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions from the group here, guys? Good. Okay, we had one question from Michael Quinn, and then that's going to be the last one before we bow out. He said crocodile roll, but I think this is the one we call the alligator roll or the anaconda choke. I think that's the one you're asking. If not, then I'm going to teach you something you're not asking for. But check it out. Okay. So, let's go over here. So from a turtle position, okay, and this can happen. Hold on 1 second. I got to keep fixing the screen, so it's a big screen here. So this can happen off of a failed double leg, like you shot for the leg and I sprawled, right? And now my arm is going around the neck and through the back of the tricep here, my partner. Pull that arm in. I want to cup my own bicep here and hold, but this is not enough to squeeze and finish. He's too strong. So what we do, we push and then we drop and we roll. And I'm gonna let go just for a second, just to kind of demonstrate the position. But you see, my arm is behind, okay? I grip here, and then I walk toward my partner as I squeeze to complete the choke. A little more friction with the gi on. No gi, that one, we hit it quite a bit. But yeah, hopefully that answers the question there. And I think that is it. We're going to go ahead and line up to bow out because we have the Muay Thai class starting with Professor Todd in just a couple of minutes. So if you're here for that already, I'll end this meeting and then we'll start again. But let me go back to the gallery.
And then everyone that's here is also welcome to stick around for the Muay Thai class as well. If you primarily do Jiu-Jitsu, we'd love to have you in the Muay Thai for today.
Absolutely. Yeah, everyone is invited to all of these classes here. I wouldn't recommend the little kids class, but you can certainly come to the daytime jiu-jitsu, the evening, the Muay Thai. And guys, thanks for the energy. Thanks for the questions. And if you have any questions or anything, you can, if you think of like a move you want to see and you want to email it to me whenever, we're not having the class, be sure to do that. And Luca and family, welcome to the group setting. Thank you guys so much for attending. Very nice to meet you all. I'm sure hopefully when all the chaos is over with, we'll have you and the family in to take a group class with everyone. So thank you guys once again. Let's line up and bow out. You too, Javier. All right, team. So right here, hands in front, ready stance, feet together, attention, and wow, great class, everybody. All right. We will see you tomorrow, or hopefully in just a few minutes.